Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer Cross and I'm here with Dixie Andelin Forsyth for a feminine moment, and we are answering questions off the Fascinating Girl closed Facebook group. We got a great question the other day, and the question is, Dixie, do either edition, your classic version or the vintage edition of the Fascinating Girl, include how to let down or reject a man?
Unfortunately, no, but we can certainly answer that. It did not include that. I did not remove it from the classic edition. I only removed dated stuff that wasn't really helpful today, or maybe was unclear, and I restated.
Do you address it in the new book coming out?
No.
Oh,
I think the reason is because that's more of subject for videos and blog articles.
okay.
It's not just basic principles. It's an application of something. So let's talk about it, because it's, and it can come in when you take a class from one of our trained and certified teachers. You will get some of these kinds of questions, and you can certainly answer them. So I don't know whether this girl this guy wants to date her, or whether she's trying to break up with him. So we can talk about both. The easiest one is he's trying to ask her out and she doesn't really want to go out with him. You are not obligated to go out with anybody you don't feel like going out with. But you certainly don't want to deliberately hurt their feelings. So I remember seeing my sister-in-law, who was so good at this. This was years ago before she was married. I heard her on the phone. She was very friendly, but she just said, I'm busy. And later I said, what are you doing? She's, I'm busy painting my toenails. I don't feel like going out with him. She didn't tell him. And now if he had persisted and just kept calling her, how about tomorrow? Or how about the next day? I've heard her say, I used to hear her say things like, I think you're a really nice person, but I'm just not interested in you that way. I'm more interested in you as a friend. And because you do men a disservice if you date them and then you kind of sneak out of it, then they feel like you've led them on, and you certainly don't want to do that.
Good point.
One of the things to remember is most guys do not get hints well. They just don't. That's a girl thing. We get hints a lot better. We sometimes get frustrated with guys because they don't. And then we think they really do. They're just ignoring it. But a lot of times they really don't get it. And so you were better off this is part of childlikeness, directness, not rudeness. This question goes under childlikeness.
So what are some things that you could say? I always like to write down like a sentence, because I think a lot of women in this situation may be nervous and or feel bad. They feel bad.
Are we talking still about someone who just wants to date you, or someone who has been dating you and you want to get out?
Both. Let's do both.
Okay. The first one is, like I said, you can say something like, I really think you're a nice person, okay, but I don't feel about you. I'm not interested in you in that way. I think you're great, but no, that's direct, but it's honest, but it's not rude. It's not insulting or anything else. And now if you're dating somebody, that's a lot more complicated. You could say, and every situation is different. There isn't one carbon copy answer, but some things that I've heard said or I know about is like, you could say, this just isn't working. I don't feel like, and you know what you can do? You can say, I think you're great, but I've just changed. I've changed. It's just not working. And I don't want to lead you on in a direction that I know will hurt you in the end. And something like that. In other words, take more of the responsibility for it yourself, rather than if you blame somebody, well, you this and you that. If you accept more of the responsibility and say, I think you're a really nice person, but I find that it's not working for me.
Okay.
Sure, and I'm sure that I can't make you happy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good.
Things like that. So you don't ever need to, just remember what you learned from masculine pride and all that. You don't want to hurt him, but that doesn't mean you're a doormat. You also are not obligated to go out with anybody. You don't feel like it. Even if you go on one date and you think there's kind of weird vibes with this guy, you don't have to go anymore. You don't owe this. So
And then you sort of say you do go on the date, as I used to do, because I didn't have the words to say no, and I thought, I feel bad, whatever, go on it. And then you're in a worse situation, because then you've gone on the date, he thinks you're interested, and then it's like, what's next?
It's actually kind of cruel.
It is.
To just go on the date when you know that he feels different than you.
You think you're not being cruel, but it's actually worse.
It's like delaying the inevitable, which compounds the pain that person has to go, both of you have to go through. It gets worse.
It gets so much worse.
Remember, childlikeness is not just about anger. It's also about being direct. Like just saying, you know, this isn't working for me. I think you're a wonderful person, but it's just not a good fit. I'm just certain that I can't make you happy.
That's great.
And I don't want to lead you on. I don't want to lead you on.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, so great advice.
That kind of thing. And if he is pestering you for a date and you don't want to go out with him, tell him you're busy. And if he persists, that's a hint, but that's a socially acceptable one. If he doesn't get it and asks you out every day for the next day, just say, you know, I think you're a really nice person. I like you as a friend, but I just don't reciprocate those feelings.
Okay.
I feel about you like a friend, and I'm just not interested in dating you because it would mislead you.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for answering
that
question.
And if you're worried about it, you can practice it.
Yes.
You can practice and saying, okay, Joe, you know, whoever it is, you can practice to yourself, and you'll be smoother.
This is what I used to do, honest truth. I used to write down, when I used to have those kind of conversations by the phone in the good old days when you had a phone sitting on your nightstand, I would write down what I wanted to say so that I was kind and nice, but I delivered the message.
Honestly, I got to admit, when I was dating a long time ago, I thought if I was not on a date with another guy, I had to go out. If he said it, can you do such and such? And if I was not doing anything that night, I thought I had to.
Yeah.
And then I heard later, I got married, and I heard my sister-in-law saying these things. She says, I'm painting my toenails. It's none of his business. I'm busy. Actually, for a sensitive man, saying I'm busy should trigger, like if she really wants to go out with him, she could say, you know, I have to work then. And so I'm not able to go then, but could we do a rain check? Or she would tell him more what's going on. But if you just say, I'm busy, a very sensitive guy will get it.
Get the message.
If not, if he keeps persisting, you go the next step and say, I think you're really, really a nice person. I think of you as a friend, and I just don't want to lead you on.
Well, thank you, Dixie. That was fantastic. And everybody watching, please like, comment, and share. We are always looking for your questions to answer. And encourage.
We love the questions. So,
all right. Take care. Have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.